Yo, 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 we're back live. We're going to get some lights rolling here. Bear with us for a second. It's been a rough day. We're back at our house right now, so it's nice and quiet. We'll get some light here. Anybody tuning back in? There we go. We got some light now. Yeah. What is going on here? We got to flip the camera around. That's the problem. There we go. Yo, yo, yo. What's happening? We're back. Sunday Night Live. What is happening? Where'd you go, babe?
Hello.
Oh, I heard you, but I didn't know. I just need to find some natural light.
Hello.
Hello. We're live. Nobody's on here yet, but
Hello.
they will be eventually. We're still at zero. Zero, zero, zero. Hello, 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 hello.
Hello. How you doing?
I guess we could set in the car with the dome light on.
Hello.
I can put it in the windshield holder.
Hello.
Well, I went on earlier, but unfinished project made us 500 tonight. Yeah, how about?
Actually,
Remember, unfinished project?
yeah. Hold on.
He made
We
us.
can actually get 2 more people. Hold on.
And man, we can't have chaos. We're going to be talking about cars. I know we can get everybody on here eventually, but until we get some people, we don't want 10 different conversations. We're going to get some people on here first. Then we can get everybody.
Okay, whatever.
You know, we don't have even anybody on here. There's nobody watching right now. The seat needs to be back a little bit more because the light's shining on the back of our head and on our face.
Just push this back more.
And it don't go back more because it goes down and it goes back. It's on the windshield. See, and it doesn't bend that much. It doesn't matter. The dome light's over top. Yeah, I mean, the dome light's over top of us. It's behind us and not in front of us.
Let's get seat back.
My seat don't go back. My seat don't move. That's too much light.
Hello.
It could be like scary movies. You have come to a world where nothing is real. A world of speed.
I hate worms.
We're not worming right now. We're a national broadcast. Worldwide broadcast.
Well, then watching.
Well, we gotta wait. If it happens, you gotta talk until then. So how's everybody doing this Labor Day weekend? The last weekend of summer?
Actually, it's not going to be the actual last week of summer because we still got some hot days coming. So yeah,
It doesn't bother.
don't push summer
Buy
away.
the books. They close the books on it.
We do not push summer away.
What they consider summer is from Memorial Day to Labor Day. That's what the weather considers. That's the meteorological summer.
Well, they're wrong. So
No, they're not
there's still
wrong.
a couple
Yeah, there's still, you can have warm days
days
without
for
it
hot.
being summer.
So yeah.
Yeah, you can have warm days without it
So a
being
lot
summer.
of people does not need to be covering their pools right now. Because once they cover their pools, that's when it's going to get in the 90s. And they're going to wish that they never covered their pools.
No, but it's traditionally because of cold nights. It doesn't matter. You can cover your pools because all it takes is 1 or 2 cold nights and your water's too cold to swim anyway. That's why everybody covers their pools up in Labor Day. In this area. Now, if you live somewhere where it doesn't get cold, but think we've had nights in the 40s already. Have you felt your mom's pool how cold it is?
Nope.
I did the other day when I went
I haven't
over.
even swum in my mom's pool yet this year.
I went over and stuck my hand in it the other night. I think when she was, after she got done with putting the underside and something, it was cold. Because
Hello.
you have to cover it up. You know what I mean? You have to cover your pools up to keep the heat in. If you don't cover the pool up, then as soon as the sun gets down, all the heat goes out. True that, true that. Hello everybody, how's it going? Your mom's in here. And there's
Hello,
someone else
Joyce.
in here too.
It will show you who's all in here.
They're not always. On here it doesn't. It's behind sometimes. It's weird. Kenny was on here earlier. He was talking about he wants to something with his car, but it's an Audi. I don't even never. Other than general maintenance, I've never really touched an Audi.
What's everybody doing for Labor Day? Any plans?
Being bored, being depressed because somebody's over.
If you do not stop with this saying this summer's over.
The calendar gives you 3 more weeks and then it's over. Like I said, it'll stay warm. I mean, now that everything's all out of whack, it'll stay warm clear up until, look, some years it's warm into October. It doesn't get cold until January and February is the worst 2 for this area. That's the worst 2 months. That's the cold months.
Are you having yours tomorrow, Joyce?
Probably. Tomorrow is Labor Day.
I know, and I have to work.
Maybe I should have to work on Labor Day. It's Labor Day. It's a holiday for people
Well,
that
I
work.
have extra 8 hours on my pay.
Yeah.
So, since I have to work tomorrow, I guess I'll be getting cookout food brought to me to work. So you have to make sure that you have potato salad and macaroni salad.
I don't know if she's making that. I think she's just making hot dogs and hamburgers.
Well, if I request it, I'm sure she'll make it for me. Because, knowing I have to work on this.
No way. You're having a conversation about cookout on a live that's been broadcast across the world. Okay.
It'll be okay. Well, nobody else is telling us what they're doing.
Well, it's getting that time of year. One thing about this time of year, see, I like the spring leading up to it, though, because, with the cooler nights. One thing about the cooler nights is cars work better when it's cool out. Because it's this whole thing. Remember learning in science class how there's cold air is more dense than warm air?
What I learned in science class? Yeah. You want me to tell you what I learned in science class? I never really paid attention in school.
Why?
Because I hated school.
And who did that hurt, though? In the long run, who did that hurt?
Really not me, because I still graduated. I still had my credits.
We can go street racing. Yeah, we can go racing because the air's getting cool. The only trick is this time of year as it cools off as the pavement gets cold. But, we have ways to mitigate that with weight transfer and stripper glitter. We gotta get some stripper glitter.
You want to be a stripper now?
No, we gotta get stripper glitter.
First, you got YouTube going with vehicles and all that. Now you're talking about being a stripper.
Yeah, and OnlyFans. OnlyFans. You want to give them your OnlyFans page?
Sure, I have an OnlyFans page and you guys can join. But I only send pictures of feet.
You don't even want to get started. Oh, no. It would,
so whoever needs my OnlyFans page,
if we just
let me know on
right,
here.
Just right. If it was just shining, see, it's like glaring right on my face. That's the only problem with it. We got a couple more people in here. We got
3 people.
Say hello as you pop in, please. Introduce
Let us all know who's all here.
There. You know who we're torturing. Sorry about the delay earlier. I mean, I popped on. I was having issues with connections anyway, and I was at the shop, and the roads were wet, and I just wanted to get back home. And I only slept a couple hours last night anyway. And then you got me up with the stink bug this morning. Of one morning that I actually slept in, you're waking me up over a stink bug.
That was important.
Yeah, he was outside the screen, Ben. If he was inside the screen, Mom had a praying mantis in her house, though. She lost it, though. She can't find it.
I'm not going down her house.
I told her they're poisonous.
I'm not going down her house no more.
Why? It's praying. It's like...
It's praying to that it gets out of her house soon.
It's praying that it gets Amanda.
No, because I'll kill it.
You can't kill it. It's bad luck. They're a protected species.
I got bad luck anyhow, so what makes the difference?
They're a protected species. You can't kill them. How's that do for light? We get this light like that, huh?
Good.
Yeah. Now you can see Amanda now.
Whoever jumps on,
No,
just say
we
hi.
lost 2 people.
Huh?
We just lost 2 people. We had 5 people. No, we're on 2 people. You chasing people off.
No, they love me.
Stop chasing people off the channel.
They love me.
They may love you, but they're not on here. But no, we was having difficulties anyway, and then, like I said, congratulations, unfinished project. He got his 500.
Congratulations.
He got his 500. And I seen Wilburn was live anyway at 8 because he was on there with unfinished project, and they was going over his stuff. So I figured while they were there, I couldn't get things to work right at the shop. I'd jump in the car and come home, and I jumped on my community tab, and I told everybody I'd be back at 9. And if I couldn't get back at 9, I'd see him next week. But I hated to go a week and not do a live.
We do have an issue with my car, though.
What?
The transmission is really slipping. Unless you gotta check the oil or the whatever it is.
There should be no transmission problems.
It was doing something.
What was it doing?
Like it wanted to give it power.
Yeah, it could be the way the motor's
You can
running.
ask my mom, ask Noah, and they'll tell you.
It could be the way the motor's running. See, these newer cars, they're so
Like it was bad.
they're so intertwined. If the motor's not running right, it'll make the tranny shift weird. It's probably completely out of oil again. Oh,
Well, my mom said to check something, and it, you
the
have to ask
transmission
my
fluid,
mom.
but there's no way that car should have transmission problems.
And also my
It
brakes
doesn't
you
work.
have to check because she said when she's the one that drove down.
Yeah,
So whenever she was driving the car, when she pushed on the brakes, it sounded like grinding.
yeah, and that's because of that rotor's wore out. They're good. It's got brand new brakes on. They're only a week old. It's just they're cutting into that new rotor. That's all. They're into that old rotor. They'll wear into it, but there's no way the car's having, the car can't be having transmission problems. It's probably an
Well, you'll
engine
have to
problem.
ask Noah and my mom.
And it
how
doesn't
was.
leak. Yeah, but I mean, you'll get a jerkiness. It's the motor. It's not the transmission.
It was doing more than
Yeah.
just
What
yeah.
what a slipping transmission is the motor revs up, but the car don't move.
Well, the car still moved.
Well, that's when the transmission slips. Transmission slips when you give it gas. The motor wings up, whee, but the car doesn't change speed. It keeps going the same speed.
I don't know. You have to ask
That's
my
the transmission,
mom,
and it
because I
doesn't
don't know.
leak. I mean, I don't
Because
see.
my
that-
mom's
yeah.
the one that was driving the car.
Yeah, I don't
so,
see-
I mean, I
And your
didn't want to drive because I'm not.
and your transmission is a lot different. It takes you get used to because she's used to driving a 4-speed automatic, and yours is a 6-speed. Plus, it locks a converter in every gear, so it does make it shift weird until you get used to it. It shifts
Well,
different.
it was shifting weird, all right.
Yeah,
So you have to check it tomorrow before I go to work.
yeah. Well, it ain't. There's no way it lost fluid because there'd be a big puddle. So we know it's not leaking fluid. It's probably the motor.
So it's probably the motor.
It's probably the motor. The motor's
See.
junk anyway.
I know that.
Well, I know, but it's probably not the transmission.
So I'm gonna have to call them Tuesday because they're probably not open anymore because it's Labor Day
Yeah. Oh no, they're not gonna be in
to
tomorrow.
find out, what's going on. Like,
Well,
for me to
they're
bring
gonna
it
tell you
forward.
to bring it in, but there's the thing. You're gonna be probably at least 2 weeks minimum without a car. And that sucks because I know you need to get it done, but it's gonna be a long time. Yeah, you'll be 2 weeks minimum without a car. Because they gotta tear it down and find out what's wrong with it.
oh, that's my son.
They gotta tear it down and find out what's wrong with it. Then call in.
Hi, Bob.
Then you gotta wait on them, the warranty company, to send their guy out to check it. Because of course they don't believe the mechanic that's tearing it down. So they gotta send their guy out to verify that's really what's wrong with it. And then right now you can't get parts. I don't even know, because I know guys that's been waiting literally almost a year for an engine right now. And your car is going to get torn apart. So while your car is apart, it's apart until they put an engine, until they get another engine. And if that takes 6 months, it takes 6 months.
Well, they better figure
So
my
there's
car out,
nothing-
because
yeah.
it's been going
I
wrong
know.
since May, since
I
I got
know,
it.
there's
So
nothing. That's the bad part. There's nothing they can, you know what I mean? There's nothing that,
it's been 5 months already.
you know,
5 months that I've been fighting with these
yeah,
people about my
and they
car.
haven't tore it apart yet. That's why the warranty company
Yeah,
said
they
until
suck.
they take it apart, they don't know what's wrong with it. You're waiting on now on the dealer to contact you because he got to take your motor apart. And once he takes it apart, he ain't going to be able to put it back together until the warranty company okays the repairs and pays for the parts. So that car could, once they go up, take it apart, that car could sit up there for, honestly, 6 months before they even okay the repairs, if they do. Because I had seen that guy online that day, the guy he's talked to on the phone, he was trying to weasel out of it. He's like, we don't cover piston rings.
Okay, do they?
Well, he says they don't. Well, that's probably, honestly, 9 out of 10, that's probably the problem with it. That's usually what causes excess oil burning is the rings.
So the warranty has to cover
Yeah,
whatever's wrong with my car.
unless it's the rings and it says the warranty don't cover the rings. And warranties
But it
are a
has
scam.
to do
I
with the
know.
motor.
I know, but they're a scam. They really are. I know it sucks, but they're a scam. The more we deal with these people, the more you notice they're a scam. And they said that the dealer only pays like $150 a piece for them warranties, and they can sell them for whatever they want. So what they sold it to you for was like 10 times more than what they paid for. Because I was researching on Steve Lato deals with that stuff. He's, you know what I mean, as I said, and under Pennsylvania law, used cars don't qualify for lemon law. There's no lemon law on a used car. A lemon law applies to a new car, and a new car has to go to the dealer at least 3 times for the same exact problem. And they got to try to fix it, but not be able to fix it. And then after that, that's when you can apply for lemon law and try to get your money. But that still don't even, you know, so that's what you're dealing with that. With Korean cars, it sucks. It's a nice car, but Korea's technology ain't caught up yet with. Now, if that was a Honda, you'd drive it 300,000 miles and it'd never give you a problem. Because Hondas are made in Japan, and the Japanese figured out how to make their cars work. The Koreans ain't figured it out yet. So, but other than that, how's everybody doing tonight?
If you're just hopping on, tell us hi.
We're dealing with, what's up, Schultz?
What are you doing tomorrow, Schultz?
Probably chasing chickens. They was on a river rescue tonight down in Dawson, apparently, even though you can walk. Unfinished project. Hey, buddy, congratulations. I seen that on there. That's kind of why we delayed it. Well, we was having technical issues anyway, so we just decided to not have it at 8. And we figured we'd come back at 9 and catch a couple people, but congratulations on making 500, buddy.
Congratulations.
It is good to see you. You're officially in.
Schultz is like cooking on a grill, I guess. What do you mean you guess?
Yeah, Dwayne, unfinished project. He got his 500 subs today, man. He's officially in. He's in like Flynn. What is he? Russell made it last night of Outfits Garage. Russell, he made it last night. He got his 500 yesterday. So it's coming down to the wire. What is there, 3 more Saturdays left? 2? 3. 1, 2, 3. 3 Saturdays.
It's right there.
I mean, unfinished project. Not like waiting to the last minute, huh? We got one guy, he said he's going to stand outside the gate with a sign if he don't get his 500. He's going to stand out and You know, need subs, please sub.
Only 3 Saturdays left
Yeah,
until
as I said.
NNN.
Yeah, man. Yeah, as I said, you don't
What's
like
up,
pushing it.
Kayla?
You don't like pushing it, do you? I mean, I don't. Well, I can't complain. I usually wait to the last minute too, man. We just got lucky, honestly. It was complete dumb luck. Absolutely, 100%. We just got lucky that during a heat wave that I didn't know what was going on with that. Remember when we had that heat wave? I didn't realize there was a heat wave. It was across the whole United States, and me and Tommy screwed around. I stuck that air conditioner in the truck and did that just a quick, what was it, 36 second short on it. And I called it white trash or redneck white trash AC. That thing got over 600,000 views, and it got me 1,000 subs. As I said, it's the dumbest stuff you ever seen. I seen that propane truck video. That was pretty good, man. That's definitely going to take off.
Well, we have 6 viewers, so...
It's up and down. I was hoping Buff would stop in tonight because I had to give him a little bit more detail on that torque converter he asked me about last night. Buff, if you do catch this, if you happen to be scrolling through and you catch this, whether you can use that 5.3 flywheel versus the 6.0 flywheel depends on if you're running an early small block style torque converter or you're running a later LS type converter. If you're running an LS swap converter, it has a longer snout that indexes into crank, and you'll get away with running the 5.3 flywheel. If you're running a regular, early model GM small block torque converter, the snout isn't long enough, and you have to have that spacer that comes with the 6.0 flywheel.
The Junker Up channel just did the same thing with the AC and a pickup.
Yeah, I seen that. He had it in the side window. That was pretty cool. Yeah, that was just total dumb luck. We were just screwing around, man. I can't believe that, like I said, it was just all the stars lined up on that. It happened to be a heat wave, and I think there was a lot of people just searching for ways to cool down, and they was looking for dumb ideas, and because you couldn't tell what was going on the first time, you had to watch it 3 or 4 times to see what was going on, and it ended up with just a lot of views. But it did get us a lot of subs.
So you put the AC in just to put it in?
Yeah. Yeah, we were just goofing off. I mean, we had it up and running, and I put a power inverter in there and made it run, but the truck has air conditioning. If you want to ride around, just turn the air conditioner on in the truck. But hey, it was worth it. It did it. But yeah, man, just keep pumping them out because you never know. That's the weird thing about this YouTube, man. You never know what'll take off. Something completely random and dumb you think in your head as you're posting. Be like, man, ain't nobody want to watch this dumb stuff.
Hey, it's not dumb if it works.
No, it's not dumb, but what'll happen, you'll post that and it'll blow up.
Well, the best video that you put up can get like 2,000 viewers. Then you put something short and stupid up. It gets more viewers than...
None of my good videos, the produced stuff we got that actually is good information, and we have a hard time struggling. We don't even get 10% of our subscribers watch it. I mean, I understand our first 1,000 subscribers we had, a lot of them guys was on there because of their truck content, but we told them people when they subscribed we was a car channel. We wasn't lying to them. We told them that night that we was a car channel. We was covering the trucks because it had to do with cars, and it was close by, so we went and checked it out, but we told them primarily we're a car channel. I like, the whole point I started this channel was I want to show people how to do this stuff cheap. You don't have to spend a lot of money to have fun with this stuff. You just got to be willing to get your hands dirty and willing to learn. Because there's so many things, they produce so many thousands of car parts since, we started driving around in cars that they're everywhere and you can rig anything together. So, that's the beauty of it. You know, and that's, we've learned a lot. You just have to learn how to apply it and make it work. I mean, when I started on this LS thing, I didn't know, you know, I just got lucky to, you know, that I seen the 6.0 flywheel worked with the old converter versus buying a new converter. Now, if I would have had a 5.3, I'd have probably found out the hard way, because I would have put it together and noticed, I wouldn't have noticed that that converter doesn't index deep enough in the end of the crank, and it would have probably either broke the flex plate or, you know, wiped the bushings out of the transmission, or wiped the thrust out of the out of the motor or something. But I would have learned the hard way, and I learned a lot of stuff the hard way. Believe me, I've learned this turbo stuff the hard way. I got a box of broken pistons and bent rods saying that I learned the turbo stuff the hard way.
Hello, everyone who's jumping on.
But we like to learn. We're in this area now. Like I said, the nights are cooling off. The weather's getting good for making power. We got a lot of people that run around and, you know, and talk trash, but no one's showing up. If I had $1 for everybody that's running around here and saying they're going to outrun the Cutlass, I'd have a lot of dollars. But nobody's actually stopped by the house and said, hey, let's line them up. They just talk it behind your back. But that's the nature of the game. That's normal. Because we go out and ride around and we don't see nobody. Nobody comes up to us.
True. I guess you're just scared.
Oh, I don't know, but scared, I don't know. Everybody likes to talk trash, but when it comes time to actually put it up, maybe they just don't want to be embarrassed. This thing might be a pile of crap, which it is a pile of crap. I agree it's a pile of crap, but I like piles of crap. I would rather have a pile of crap that runs good any day than some fancy new whiz-bang high dollar. I mean, seriously, look, we're going out and spending a lot of money and buying a nice car. Look where it got you. You've been having problems with it since you got it.
Yeah, since May.
You know, look, I went out already and bought $200 cars and literally drove them for years and never had a problem with them. Yeah, beats a shiny turd.
Kayla said she's surprised that Dwayne hasn't tried it in the work truck yet.
Oh, he doesn't have a rear sliding window, or he would.
I'm sure he'll probably figure something out.
But then he'd be in a truck trying to read the transit through the window rolled up. He'd be saying,
either that or he'll be calling you like, hey, how'd you say you do that?
He'd be on the cell phone calling us, okay, move that stone up a little bit, up a little more. That way he didn't have to roll the window down and let his cold air out. We know Dwayne, that's just how he is with air. He sweats putting his shoes on. He said if there was a way, he would. We agree.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll find it though, Kayla. I'm sure he'll find a way to do it.
I'm surprised he hasn't got like one of them oxygen tents or something yet to stand in and put air conditioning in it. One of them clear bubbles. We can make him a bubble boy. But he'll be alright. I'm glad that it's cooled off, Dwayne. You don't have to sweat no more. It was cold the other night at 40 degrees. Alright, man. No problem. Unfinished project.
Have a good night.
Yep. Thanks for popping in, man. Congratulations again, man.
And happy Labor Day and congratulations.
Yep. We will talk to you later. Have a good one. Good night, bud. But yeah, it's crazy times. Other than that, like I said, as Unfinished Project said, we're a few days away. We're three Saturdays away from the event. You should see the trophies Dallas got made. They are beautiful. He's got big trophies made for, because it's an actual real race. It's not a joke. It's a real thing.
Yeah, we was up
yeah. Yeah, well, at least you guys have water. We've had reports that up where we go up at the other end, they said that the boat ramp's been out of the water since mid-July on the other end. Which you can't figure out how, as rainy as it's been. But gotta have white water and a high pile. They make more money off of renting rafts than they do paying the government to camp. But,
True.
that's a scam. That's crooked. What goes on up there shouldn't be allowed. It's not supposed to. What's up, Hilly? Hippie, we're not breaking the car yet, man. Like I said, I drive it. All I do is drive it to work and to the shop. I don't do anything else with it. Yeah, they let it out so they can white water raft. Yeah, we're not going to break the car, though. The car's pretty solid. It's been together now. The last time we broke anything in the car was back in spring when we bent that valve. And that was probably my undoing because I know, being since these pistons here, they got a slight dish in them, but this year doesn't have the valve relief in them.
Hello, hippie.
And I was spinning it to like 6,800, or no, I spent it to 7,200. I got it dropped down now to like 66 because I was spinning it with over 7,000. If you would get a little bit of valve float, you'd kiss the valve. The piston would hit the valve because the valve would hang up just slightly enough for the piston. That's how we bent that exhaust valve. Although I did find a trick, and I'm going to do a video. It'll be after when I can tear the car down. I found a trick that you can relief cut your pistons at home using stuff you have to cut valve reliefs in your pistons. So when we get a chance to take this motor apart, we're going to pull the heads off of it, lay everything out, and we're going to cut valve reliefs in these pistons. And we're not going to buy an expensive cutter to do it. We're going to do it literally with stuff we got laying around the shop. So that's the plan of that. And then once we do that, then we can turn it back up, because the biggest thing that'll kill a turbo car is loading the motor with a lot, putting a load on the motor below peak torque and into peak torque. That's how you fold a rod. If you smack the thing with boost or nitrous, as long as you do it above 5,500 RPM or so in these LSs, they'll stay together. That's what kills them, is having too tight of a converter. Then on the shift, and it pulls the RPM way down, and then you're loading it at 4,000 RPM. That's how you fold a rod in these things, and you'll do it quick. I mean, this motor here, this is an 04 motor. It's got the better rods in it, but still. Matt Happel, out of the same motor that I got in here, Matt Happel made like 1,100 horsepower to the wheels in that Colorado with the same motor I got. He had that bigger turbo on her. He had that VS Racing S480 clone, and it ended up making like 996, 997. So he put like 100 shot of nitrous on it to push it over the top. I was thinking about that for right now, because I'm brick walling at this turbo here. Since it's only a T4 flange, it kind of brick walls right around 650 horsepower. I was thinking, because nitrous has its oxygen in it, the flow doesn't go up, so I could burn some more fuel. I might be able to push this thing to 7 or 750 by spraying it.
What is 750?
I should be able to get another 100 horsepower out of this motor just by spraying nitrous to it, under boost.
Oh.
What's the worst can happen? Blow the motor up?
Probably.
We got plenty. We got spares.
You got spare motors for this car?
Yeah, I got spare motors for this car. Yeah, when you have a car like this, people carry spare. I don't carry a spare tire, but I do have a spare motor. I don't believe in carrying a spare tire. A spare tire means you're expected to have a flat.
Well, you should always carry a spare tire in your car. Always.
You carried a spare tire on the back of the Suzuki for 2 years and it didn't even have air in it.
It's not like I used it anyhow.
Well, that's what I mean.
It came with the car. So
we always fixed the tire when the tire went flat.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. But yeah, I got a spare motor. As I said, that Next project car after this, well, this car here is pretty much done. Other than little stuff, it's been done. You know what I mean? Cosmetic stuff that it needs and just little improvements. But the major stuff is done to this car. And the major stuff's been done to this car now for over a year. The next thing will be Tommy's car as soon as we get it down to the shop. I got to do a clutch and stuff in his car.
And y'all have a good night. I'm jumping off. He's not, but I am. I'm going to head into the house.
I'm only going till 10 o'clock.
Because I'm getting bit up by bugs.
What time is it?
Same time as it was yesterday, but a day later.
I'm only going 14 more minutes or 16 more minutes.
Yeah, so I'm getting bit up out here, so. Past your bedtime.
Yeah.
It is past my bedtime. That is sure is.
You know, when you're old, when you get old, you gotta go to bed early. Not the fact that he was up till what last night? 3 o'clock.
No, it's about 2.
It was later than 2 by the time I went to bed. It was like 2:30 when we come over the house.
Oh.
You like to keep us up all night.
I lost track of time.
You were sleeping. As soon as your head hit the pillow, you was out.
I know.
Then why'd you wake me up this morning?
Because it was important. It was an emergency. There was a stink bug by my window.
Babe, I'm so tired. I've been tired all day. Because I was going to take a nap while I was waiting on Tommy. I was like, man, I told Mom, I was like, I should take a nap. She's like, all right, I'll talk to you later. And then I sat in there and I let Dixie out. I'm like, you know what? I got to cut the grass because Bucky cut his. So I was like, I got to cut mine. You know, because it didn't look. So I cut our grass. And then by that time, got all that done, it was like 4 o'clock. And I was like, all right, well, I got my alarm set for 5. So I'm sat there, and I wasn't sleeping. I was just watching something. I was watching a video, trying to go to sleep. And then finally, about 4:45, I got really tired where I was going to go to sleep. And Dixie curled up beside me on the couch, and we was laying there. And I set my alarm for 5:15. That way, you know what I mean, every time we get up, get the dog ready and everything to go get Tommy. And I was just about ready to fall asleep, and that's when you texted and said you was going to be home. But did you make it back to Cornersville by 5:56?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes that can be off. It can vary a little bit.
Yep, we did. We didn't get lost either.
It's not.
We didn't even get lost in the mall.
I knew you wouldn't get lost getting there. It's easy. It GPS causes that because it brings you back a different way than it takes you.
It did. I think it took.
I know it does. You know what? They do that because they don't want you to learn. If a GPS takes you the same way every time, you'll learn your way. If it takes you one way and brings you back another way, then you're going to keep relying on the GPS. They know that. That's how they want you to keep using the GPS. Scam.
All right, you guys have a good night. I'm going in the house. And
I'm so tired of barrel mine. Yeah, you got work every morning anyway, don't you?
I gotta work tomorrow too.
Oh. Yeah, that's right. Mondays you always do it in the afternoon.
Yeah, I'm off Tuesday and Wednesday. Yeah, I work Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
And Monday.
Fun times. Fun times. Alright,
Alright, I'm going in the house.
Alright, good night.
Guys, have a good night.
I'll be in a little bit.
Happy Labor Day, everybody.
Alright, Kook.
Huh?
I said, alright, Kook, good night. Well, I'll be in. No, good night, I guess. She'll still be awake.
I'm not going to bed. I'm just going to relax.
Yeah. Alright, dog. I'm sure she did something she's not supposed to do. But yeah, it's other than that. Everything else going good. We're on schedule for No Name. Everything's looking good. For the most part, the car's not broke. Hopefully, like I said, once we know 100%, I'm going to do all my call outs there. I'm not going to do them because you never know. I mean, we could end up driving off a cliff or something on the way and totaling the car. Some idiot could run into the trailer and total it or anything. So we're not going to make no call outs that we can't keep. And also, like I said, we're not punching down. So if nobody, if your car doesn't run at least, you know, sevens in the eighth, we're not going to try to race you. If your car runs a 7 or faster, you know, a 780 or faster, then we'll line up with you. If your car's slower than that, we don't want to race. Not because you're not worthy, but because it's just not fair. We're not going to race cars that aren't as fast. Especially they're saying this track's going to be good, so now it'd be a different story if we was racing a car that was a little bit slower and we was doing no prep. Yeah, I wouldn't mind. I would race that person because chances are I spin and they don't and they win. That's the nice thing about no prep. It's a great equalizer. It makes everything equal. But on a paved track, we're going to make sure the cars we run are equal in power. And as I said, our next year's build, we're going to go all out. Next year, our no-name national car, it should have, we want to try to make sure we got at least 1,000 wheel in it next year. It's not going to be like this. It's not going to be our daily. It's going to be a car that we can drive on the road, but it's not going to be our daily. Because I got to make, with this, since I drive it every day, I got to make compromises with this car that I'm not going to make on next year's no-name nationals build. Like this, we don't run a roll cage in here because, in my personal opinion, a roll cage in a street car is very dangerous. If you're going to run around in a street car with no helmet, it doesn't take much to, you know, of a fender bender and you whack your head against that tube, you know, you can die or cause a severe head injury. So we're not big on roll cages in street-driven cars that spend a lot of life on the street. What's up, Longbeard? There you go. That'll be fun, man, taking the kids out. Awesome. Let them enjoy it. I didn't still know they let you guys have oil fields out in California. I thought they outlawed them. I know probably not allowed to drill there, but I imagine there's still some there. I guess you might as well go out and drive around the oil field a little bit before they outlaw driving in California. I seen that they posted or said on the been here. I seen they posted on there about you're not supposed to charge your electric car this weekend or something in California during peak hours because they didn't have enough power. They don't want to have brownouts. But I've been good. How you been? We've been, like I said, now we had a little bit of issues earlier, but we pretty much switched our lives over to we're from 8 to 10 p.m. every Sunday night is what we're going to do. We're going to try to get some guests on here. Like I said, it's hard sometimes because Sunday night, usually everybody's getting ready for work the next day or whatever. We've had a couple good lives here and there where we get a couple people in here that really ask us some good questions, and we've had time fly by. I was on here a couple weeks ago and I had two fellas in here that was asking LS questions and was talking about swaps and everything, and heck, 2 hours flew by in a blink of an eye. I was really amazed how fast it went. And I said tonight just everything went to crap. So, but it happens. We're just hanging out now in the car. Trying to get the lighting a little better, but you know how that goes. Trying to get lit up without making it too bright or too creepy. The reflection like that. Used a holly screen to reflect the light back at me. But that's about it. Like I said, other than that, it's been a slow night. It's been a long, long day. We're not going to stick around much longer here. We're going to wrap this up soon. We got a busy week coming up this week. Next week, like I said, we got 3 weeks to no names. So everything we do in the next couple weeks is going to be keeping busy. But the kids should love it, man. I miss cruising around in my old Dodge. Probably now about been 17 or 18 years since the last Dodge pickup I owned. I had a 77 or 78 regular cab, short bed, step side bed, 4-wheel drive, 318 automatic, factory orange. I don't know if it was originally like a construction truck or something. Maybe it was a highway truck or whatever, but it was orange. Looked good though. Ran good. Used to drive it everywhere. Put a lot of miles on it. Them old 318s are reliable as gravity, man. They just keep running. They don't know when to stop. We get out there and we had it out one night. A buddy of mine had his Jeep stuck, and I mean, I was pulling so hard trying to yank him out of the mud. I was backing up and yanking on the strap so hard that I broke the motor mounts in the truck. So, well, I guess, guys, other than that, is we're going to get ready to jump off here soon, though. Yeah, buddy, these that's K5. You're on smokes. Yeah. Yeah, well, everything in politics right now is a joke from one thing to another. We got, we're weaponizing institutions that's been in our country for years that technically don't have the power to, but they're being weaponized against political enemies. We still have political prisoners. So, but we'll all see. Hopefully here in 2 months we can turn things around a little bit. Come November, we'll see what we can do. At least stop bleeding a little bit. We're going to get ready to back on out of here and go in, get in the house, get ready to go to bed here shortly. So I'm running on about 4 hours sleep, past 48 hours. So thank you everybody for popping in. As always, we appreciate it. If anybody can't think of anything, any kind of tech questions or anything, drop a comment on the video, ask a question. We try to answer all the questions. Some ridiculous comments that some people do, we won't reply to. But if you have a serious, legitimate question, I'll do my best to answer it. Like I said, always anything on 4-wheel drives or LS swaps, GM stuff. We're here every Sunday night at 8. Pop in and hang out with us. We'll answer your questions and have some fun. So I appreciate it, guys. Happy Labor Day. We live in the greatest country in the world. We're going to have to keep it that way. Don't let anybody push you into doing nothing stupid right now. That's what they want. They want someone, on the conservative side to do something dumb. Don't do it. You'll have your time come November. Don't do nothing stupid. Don't act out. That's what they want. They want a reason to crack down on us, and don't give it to them. So we'll talk to you guys later. We'll see you next week. Other than that, we'll have some videos out. And we'll talk to you guys later. Good night, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. And we'll see you next week. Have a good night.